Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's entertainment has arrived. This stream's gonna be shorter than normal, because let me once again, obviously, I have not slept. I woke up at like 6 p.m. and I had to be up to do something, and it's like at some point, like you might as well just not go back to bed. I look like Dickers right now. 10 pounds from euros, 10 euros from Luna Lizzie. Thanks for streaming early. No problem. No problem. Um, I have to, I'm going to VidCon, so I'm going to be going to Orange County later, and I may or may not link up with Mr. Lips. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if anything's going on tonight. Um, oh. Do you have a sleep disorder? Yes, I do have a sleep disorder. Oversharing. If it's not like blatantly obvious, yeah, I have a delayed circadian rhythmic disorder or some shit. I don't remember. Yeah. I've always been very against sleeping pills though. $2 from a Bayou. Abiju. Aiden Steinberg, Sheckelstein Underground, Juden up. Appreciate it. Ask him about Tommy. I will. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. This Queeman guy said to me, "Oh well, if you're going, you should just like wait for Nicholas Dioria to get very drunk and then and start recording and start pressing him about Tommy." Great idea, man. Not definitely the least antisocial idea I've ever heard. And then so I'll be gone for about 3 days without streaming, and then when that's concluded, I will either come back or I might go to Mexico for 2 days. I'm not sure yet. Is Tommy? Oh yeah, Tommy said he'll be going all summer, and I don't really have anything to cover today. And Shud said he wasn't going to cover the call-ins. But essentially, let's go over here. Is Tipster in my chat? Happy Pride Month, Gaiden. Is that the real Tipster? That is the real Tipster. What's up, Big Tippy? You pulling up to the OC, man? He did cover the call. Okay.
Don't worry. Not to worry.
Okay, well, I'll cover it anyway, so go fuck yourself. Yeah, so essentially, um, some people, so Tommy has been going on a crusade against Chud Logic, because he doesn't like Chud Logic. Oh, you could see I searched my name to see where it was referenced in this stream. Because he doesn't like Chud Logic, right? For what I would assume, my assumption is, his main emotional, involvement in a crusade against Chud Logic is he is upset that Chud had harbored a community that was like kind of relentlessly trolling him for a while, even though I think Chud himself said some things were going too far. He's not going to say that outright, so he's coming up. He realizes, wait, Chud went after Nick. This is like potentially my chance. So he's going after Chud publicly, thinking everyone's going to support him. It backfires. He starts just throwing out as many points as possible, regardless of merit. When these points get disproven, he just like blatantly lies. And then I get dragged into it. I reach out in the friendliest manner possible, asking him to have a discussion with me. He then responds, essentially telling me that for the last 8 years, I'm basically like a manipulative individual that is shifty. I play both sides or whatever. And I had good criticism of that statement, right? I wrote to him what my problems were with that statement, and I said it on stream. And all he could take away from that is, oh, he's gonna say that I'm anti-Semitic for calling him shifty. But yeah, Tommy admitted he burned the bridge with me a long time ago without telling me, despite me thinking we were on good terms, and had been telling people not to talk to me behind my back. If that is like not snake behavior, then I don't know what the fuck is. There's a clip of Chud yelling at Dicker's top mod in your Discord. Well, I want to DM this Burn the World guy. I've heard he's talking shit. Yo, want to call in to my stream? Oh, he sent me a friend request too. And then this Vincent guy, I'll ask him too, because I do want to talk to the people who disagree with me on this. Want to call into my stream to litigate disagreements. Because apparently, people in the Tommy server have been saying some things, including, where is it? How do I search my own messages? From, okay, it's not letting me. But essentially, people in Tommy C's server have a lot to say about me, including, but not limited to, hold on, this comment I found, like, particularly funny. There's one guy who really doesn't like me. I just wanted to read some of this. So, this fucking guy says to me, it says on Tommy's server, where is it? We got some great stuff. Aiden lives in a world of loopholes and talking out of trouble. He doesn't know accountability, and it is never his fault. I'm sorry. I think I admit I'm wrong on something at least once a stream. I think I've even said in my previous dispute with Tommy from many years ago, I was wrong and I was unfair to him. And that still stands, even though I don't like him now, right? I was unfair to him and like being super bad faith against him at one point when we were first beefing many years ago. I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with admitting I'm wrong on things. And that is completely my fault. That situation, right? And many other situations are completely my fault. Okay? There are things I have done that I'm not proud of. If you wanted to make good points against me, a good one would be High Tree, right? That was a situation I felt very bad over. I fucked this guy over pretty bad. I kind of was like being like actually snaky towards that guy. This was years ago, but I was being actually snaky towards him. Okay? And then behind the scenes, I had reached out about a year ago to apologize because I thought I was wrong. I apologized to him and everything's cool between us. But so there are things I've done wrong that are my fault, and there are things that I will continue to do wrong. But to say that I don't take accountability is just like it's just coming from someone who doesn't know me. Yeah, they just make criticism. Yeah, exactly. Like there are good points that you could litigate against me. Not even good points, but points that like reiterate common sentiment and have some basis. For example, you could say, "Oh, he's always a contrarian because he takes the unpopular position on every issue." And it's not true, but at least you have some basis for believing that. You're noticing a pattern, right? To say I suck up is like the opposite of what the pattern would indicate, right? To say I'm like a suck up, which is what Tommy was essentially saying. And to say I don't take accountability is also the opposite of what the pattern would indicate. I take accountability whenever I feel I do something wrong. JFA has allegations against him. Be careful. Will you finally take accountability over you giving me the child I always wanted? Well, you can litigate it with me in court, bitch, because that's not my son. Okay? I know your little game, okay? But I know you were sleeping around with plenty of guys. It's not my fucking kid. We need JFA on stream. So true. Okay, I'm just doing some quick last minute checks. Make sure I got everything. And then we'll check this out. By the way, before we proceed, if one of the mods wants to do it, we have a Twitter community now. So clip like hell, okay? Clip, when I make a point on something, clip like hell, caption your post being like breaking, and then whatever the fuck it is that's in the clip. Mods, link the Twitter community to people in chat. I'd like to give a quick shout out to Dust Bunny, Ellie, Bobby B, who else? For clipping. Appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna make some incentives for like, oh, if you clip 10 things, or for every 5 clips, I'll read your name out at the end of stream or something. I don't fucking know.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me out home, and thoughts keep telling me to get me home.
Broadcast.
Wait, is this
And all the known landing. I'm telling you, drop the white. Okay, today we're going over the Illuminati. Oh, by the way, Genie behind the glass. Thank
I don't care about Illuminati.
you.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't him who.
All right, this is gonna save us some time.
Call me pedo or anything like that. Well, fine.
To erase.
I mean, call back another time. It's not,
You missed my dono? I don't think I did. Oh, Soul Skibbity, your message was deleted by a mod, so I
not like I'm on lack of
Thank you for
lecture,
the
but
2.
Today,
I don't know what your message was. It was probably something bad.
I am going to make a rule set, but I'm also going to play by your rules myself. In other words, if you give me any respect, I will totally give you the same respect. If you're gonna troll or call me pedo or anything like
I would love to speak to you respectfully, Tommy. I made that offer. I don't know how I could have put it any more respectfully. I tried to make it as respectful as possible, this request, because I know you're like a thin-skinned bitch, right? So I made it as, I worded it as polite as possible. I couldn't have made it more polite. And I offered understanding, etc., etc. And your response was, this is too fucking formal. It's like, I showed you respect. Why aren't you talking to me? Because you're a thin-skinned bitch. You know I'd mog you.
that. Well, fine. But here are the rules as follows. Number 1, you cannot ask me. I said my entire video series on Chud is being why I don't trust him. Those are the reasons that I won't talk to him. So why won't you talk to Chud? You will get it instantly hung up on. Instantly. Like that. Okay? You have to pick one topic. Example, turkey.
He's setting up a million fucking rules before they call. He's like, this guy is so scared. Okay? I don't really. My only rules, if you call in, is you can't agree with me because I don't like taking callers that agree with me because it's very awkward. Like, what are we going to talk about? Like, oh, I agree with you, Aiden. You're really smart for this. It's like, I appreciate it. You know, I love you guys, but that is, just doesn't make for a good conversation. But that's like probably my only rule. 199 from Lumpy Willie. Aiden, you throated this guy for years. This is Cope. So true.
Tom, Bowback, something I said. If you're gonna accuse me of something, have a timestamp. I'll fucking concede to it right there and then. So that's the rules. If you break them, get snippy with me.
Get snippy with me. So you can't be too
totally
mean
bad
to
faith
him.
or scream or yell. I don't need to do this.
This guy went to Iraq, right? Like, and he's like, don't get too snippy with me. You can call in and disagree with me, but if you disagree with me, it has to be on my show under a very under very specific rules that make it a safe space for me. Holy shit.
Doesn't mean that no fucking skin off my back. So pop on in. Yes, we did call a bunch of people. People are calling him a pedophile and saying I said my dick pic. It's the same thing. Like, it's so much weird how these guys, all those lefty losers on Chud's side, are exactly like
Lefties. It's all lefties. This guy sees lefties everywhere. It's all about politics with him. I'm sorry, right? Chud might be a lefty, but he's like the least lefty that's like ever existed at all. Like, he's very reasonable or centrist with a lot of his like political positions, especially when it comes to like social positions, right? His community is like the same way. In fact, his community is actually filled with a surprising amount of like right-wingers and shit. Everything is about lefty. Dude, the other thing too is like, this is like, it's worse than my fucking than my grandparents with how this guy is. Like, look, pronouns George/Orwell, cause get it, cause it's literally 1984. Okay.
Side. You know, peeing on fucking kids, that was 5 years ago. Now I'm sending dick pics to 14-year-olds. You know. So this is your chance right now. You've had an hour to get clips, everything. Well, I'll be asking you here, it work like this. Do you want to debate me over the Chud thing? Yes. Pick one subject. And then I'm gonna say, will you play by the rules? If you say yes, we go. Then I'll let you go first.
Somebody
Hellbent.
somebody asked what counts as being snippy. Well,
What's that?
fuck it.
Well, I mean, come on.
Somebody
You
asked me.
should fucking, yeah, it is vague, I admit. But I mean, well, if you get me, you get me. If you're funny, I'll probably let you go. Hellbent's first. All right. Here we go.
Hellbent, you have had many fumbles, okay? Hellbent has had many fumbles, but I am praying that she gets a W here, okay? You know, she's not stupid. She's just like very autistic and can't read a fucking room. I'm praying she gets a W.
Hellbent will be the first one. Hellbent, how are you? Hellbent.
Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, Jannies, anybody telling me what to watch and what not to watch, please, 30-minute them.
Are you here to debate me over Chud?
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay. Pick the topic, the specific one, because I don't want people like flipping around and changing over it all the time.
All right. I have a theory and I have a question.
No,
Would you
no,
like
no,
to
no,
choose
no,
one
no, no,
or-
no, no, no.
I'm not skipping anything. Go watch fucking Coco Melon, little bitch. I'll watch whatever the fuck I want to watch.
Let's have a
No,
question.
you're
Okay, let's
choosing.
have a question.
No, you're choosing. Now you just want to ask me a question, correct? One question.
I will ask you, I would like
Okay.
to
All right,
talk
hold
about what you said
on.
earlier.
Jesus, Hellbent, you can't do that. Yes, you're going to answer me a question, correct?
Yes.
And you'll play by the rules, yes or no?
Yes, I will play by
Go
the
ahead,
rules.
ask your question. That's what we're going to do to everybody. I just want to give an example. I made an example of you. Go ahead, ask your question.
So I have a question in regard to what you said earlier in this stream, I believe. It
Mhm.
was about how you told somebody else to not talk to Aiden. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Would you not say that
No, of course
is an example of
Wait,
sneaky behavior?
he doesn't
What's that?
even,
No.
he doesn't even know. He's like answering. No, of course not. He doesn't even know what she's saying yet. Or he does know what she's saying, because deep down, he knows what it is.
Because I told him he was. No, I don't think so. Because I think Aiden was being a snake to this particular person.
I was being a snake. I'll tell you who he's talking about, okay? I'll tell you exactly who he is talking about. Nicholas Diorio. That is who he is talking about. Is he going to cite a single example of me being a snake to Diorio? Every disagreement or criticism that I've had of Diorio has been public. It has been on my live streams. It has been in chat, and it has been in public chats that I know people who are in Diorio's server read. And when I do call Diorio, and our call was like pretty friendly, right? I do bring up the things I disagree with him on. What is snaky about having some major contentions with someone's coverage of a specific situation, someone, I consider him a friend, and publicly litigating it and bringing it up to him in calls? What is snaky about that?
Okay, so if, for example, like if you are friends, you're friends with Matt Pitt and Core, right? So if Matt told you, hey, don't speak to Core because I think he's just, actually.
Hellbent, you should have asked him for an example of how I've been a fucking snake to this person. He won't have one. Or he's going to have to concede that it's just snaky to criticize people you're friends with. And I completely disagree with that. If Diorio wasn't a content creator, sure, I would keep my criticisms more like purely private. But he is a content creator, and my criticism is with points being litigated in the public space. So my disagreements are going to be public. I don't know what to tell you. Diorio plays this game. Diorio understands it. And to Diorio's credit, he knows what I've said, because he knows exactly what I've said, and he hasn't really he hasn't bridge burnt over it or anything. He handles it fine.
Actually a sneaky shifty fuck. Would that not feel weird to you being put in that
because
middle position?
I'd ask him to back it up.
Yeah, so because your statement was that you told that
Who is JFA? Who is JFA? I got him confused with the Bible guy. Who is JFA?
person, I think everyone has a pretty good guess of who that
It
person
was
is.
easy to back it up. His whole history is easy to back up.
Well-
He's never been trustworthy. You can go back all the fucking he's never been a trustworthy guy.
He has been unable to cite a single example where I have not been trustworthy. To I have yet to hear an example. He talks about this fucking drama from 8 years ago where I was in the right, okay, completely, and he admits it. He's like, well, the guy did kind of deserve it or whatever. And it's like, yeah, because somebody was like scamming me while I was working for them. And I didn't really know them on a personal level. So I spoke to people about it in private, and then somebody else caught wind of it and had my permission to go public with it, right? That, you know, what is like snaky about that? What is untrustworthy about that? If you fucking scam me, yeah, I'm not gonna. I mean, what is untrustworthy?
He got a pass. He got a pass when he was a kid because he was a kid. He was a teenager. But I mean, like, look at the situation. Like during election day, we got along real great. And I even said, "Oh boy, you know, we're all grown up now. You're not like you used to be. It's really great. I'm glad you're not hanging around that commie Jeff Holiday." And it was a really good time. And then
that commie Jeff dude. Can I just? This guy is so fucking like mind broken, dude. You guys have, for those of you that don't know, okay, Jeff Holiday is not a name that has like crossed my mind in years. He's not even referencing the time I was commie. He's referencing a person I knew like years before that when I was conservative. Okay, Jeff Holiday is a guy from the skeptic community that like kind of debunked like pseudoscience, like people peddling like fake medicine online. He got invited onto the Dr. Phil show to debunk this woman who was like selling this like weird juice to people or whatever the fuck. And me and Jeff were cool. We had arguments about politics because he was pretty left-leaning. He wasn't a communist, but he was fairly left-leaning. And we had arguments about politics in 2020. And then I don't think I've spoken to him since like I have not spoken to the guy since 2020, and we weren't even like, we weren't hanging with each other. We spoke occasionally in Twitter DMs. We were never hanging with each other. Who is he what is he talking about? He doesn't even know what the fuck he doesn't even know what he's talking about. The whole commie shit didn't come until years later when I was hanging with Augie, who is a conservative. Yet I took on an ideology totally antithetical to what he believes in. I.e., right, I don't just like take the positions of the people I'm fucking talking to. But he's purposefully gonna conflate a commie arc from years later to the time I was talking to a leftist years earlier that I hadn't spoken to since. And he's gonna overlap the two to support the belief that I take the positions of who I'm talking to. See, that would work if it wasn't a total fucking lie. That would work if you just weren't just like lying.
He's hanging around people that are entertaining me sending dick pics. So
To be clear, I'm not.
What?
Jeff Holiday. And it was a really good time. And then next, he's hanging around people that are entertaining me sending dick pics. So
what is he? What? What are you? Who are you talking about? Queeman, maybe? Has Queeman done that? Maybe the X621X guy or whatever. My old mod. Right? But at the time when he was doing the shit with Tommy, I quite literally said, I think this is too far. And what they did was, I was in a voice chat, and anyone can change the status of a voice chat. It was a voice chat of about like 15 people. And somebody changed the status of the voice chat I was in to plotting against Tommy C. Right? And I think that's the thing that Dickers went and DM'd Tommy over or something, because I think Dickers was there too. I thought I had DM'd Tommy saying I'm not conspiring against you, but apparently I just DM'd him, "Are you online?" And then I was going to DM him that, but I didn't. And I guess I assumed he was smart enough to fucking realize that. And if he had an issue, he could have come to me. 2 pounds from Soul Skibbity. Aiden, can you calm down, please? You sound angry. Okay, sweetheart. Is this good enough for you? JFA is in Tommy's chat with me all the time. Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
To be clear, I'm not. The,
no, I know, but I'm answering the best I can.
No. I actually, I'm not even going to dispute Aiden being shifty. He's a shifty Jew.
I'm not saying that.
Huh? I'm shifty. I'm shifty, you duplicitous bitch. Or didn't you literally get kicked off of Dioria's fucking moderation team because, like, on one hand, you were like in chats saying one thing, and then you DM'd him, you were sweating that you got caught, and DM'd him this like really long like cringe apology, and then posted it for some reason, which just like made you look like kind of snaky and shifty, right? And isn't that the reason you got demodded? What have I done that is shifty?
The pastor
I'm
say
not saying that.
I'm saying that.
All
I've got
right,
the
that's
pastor.
your Jewish. Well, I'm not saying that.
But it just
He's
seems
a shitty YouTuber, is
odd
what
to
he is.
me.
What?
It just seems odd to me that because clearly, like, well, I just presume that the person you were talking about was Nick.
It
It
is.
just seems odd that you would take it upon yourself to tell a mutual friend.
Do you think?
to
Do you
not
think it
speak
would?
to another
First of
friend.
all, I was done with it at the time. He just didn't know it. I didn't make a federal case of it. Do you think?
Nobody's asking you to go public about it. Nobody's asking you to make a federal case of it. But we've had good conversations amongst each other, right? And you know, I considered you an acquaintance at least, right? And no, like nobody is asking you to publicly tweet out that you're burning the bridge. But at the very fucking least, you could have sent me a DM.
Think it's kind of shady to warn somebody about your concerns, and it's not like Nick wasn't aware of them.
I think obviously you're more than
Oh
welcome to break.
shit! What does that mean, Tommy? What does that mean? Apparently Nick has a problem too with me. I didn't hear about that. I doubt it. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm just surrounded by snakes. I'm just constantly surrounded by snakes. I don't think Dioria is a snake, to be clear. I think Tommy's invoking his name to lend credence to the things he's saying.
Bring your concerns to this other person. I suppose the reason why I wanted to question you on this is because your phrasing was, "I told him not to talk to you," and
Yeah, I said.
it's actually
I'll tell you what.
Why can't Hellbent take a hard position on anything to save her life? You're not pressing him, and you could press him in a way that doesn't look like pressing him. You could genuinely ask a question. How did he snake Dioria? I still haven't heard how I snaked Dioria. Were you not invited to VidCon? I don't need to be invited. I will be in the area. I'm leaving later today. I'm probably going to leave around in a few hours.
Well, I'll tell you,
actually ironic that I mean-
everybody knows who it is. He told me something, and I said, expect to see it in your next exposed video. That's exactly what I said.
I suppose my point is, like, it depends on what
He told me something. What did he say? Wait, what? I'm assuming Diorio told him that he had told me something. And Tommy is saying, expect to see it in your next exposed video. As it, like, I'm going to be leaking this information to people. Now, I don't know what particular piece of information he's referring to. But Diorio, who's not going to talk about this, Diorio can confirm if this information ever got back to him, because I can guarantee you it didn't, whatever the fuck it was. I'm telling you, Willie and Nick were talking shit to... Yes, genius, I figured that one out. Yes, I realized that. Huh? Really? Really? Tommy just guessed that Chud Logic sent an apology to Diorio? Really? No, it's fucking obvious. Like, yes, it's obvious that... And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, right? Because I think Diorio also litigated said criticisms to Chud, right? But he went and spoke to Tommy about it. It was his longtime colleague. I think, didn't Diorio start on SFTP or whatever? And yeah, Tommy's now running with it because Tommy does not like Chud, and he thinks this is going to be his way to, like, get at him. And unfortunately for Tommy, he's so senile and retarded. He doesn't understand anything he's litigating. So he just keeps getting shit wrong, and he has to do, like, silent backtracks where he changes his point completely and then pretends like it was his point all along. Fuck, voice crack. So why are they not Snake? Dude, I love Pi. I love you. This is what Pi does. I haven't seen Pi in a long time. Pi, in, like, very broken English, will, like, come and just start typing random shit in all caps and, like, Why they not Snake in all caps? It's like, what do you mean? You are not a snake for venting to people you trust in private if your criticisms about somebody are also litigated to that person. Willie has been public in his support for Tommy over the Chud shit. And Diorio, I'm pretty sure, litigated criticisms or his problems to Chud. So no, it wouldn't be snaky to then go and talk to somebody else about that. You can disagree with what Diorio has to say on that, and I do to some extent, right? But that's not snaky.
Your intentions and expectations.
My
are.
intention
You're
was
just-
only somebody I'd known for the better part of 7 years and somebody I'd known that's been shifty in the past.
What
That's
if
it.
I
And
did?
I just reminded him of it. Whether he took the advice, I don't know. Something tells me he did, and that's why he's upset.
It's actually ironic that I'm even bringing this question to you because
I'm upset. What? You want to know why I'm upset? You old, senile, decrepit, unentertaining, fucking balding, retarded man with no value to society, no value to your own family, for your wife who you don't even fucking provide for, your wife who's out being the husband. I'll tell you why I'm angry. I'm angry because you saw that I was criticizing you, and you're now reinventing it like there's some major problem with my character, a problem that hasn't come up for the years we've been talking and the years we've been cool, and now all of a sudden I've been shifty all along. Conveniently, at the moment I criticize you, when only a few days prior, you were calling me a colleague. And do you have any adequate examples to cite your basis for why you think I'm shifty or duplicitous, etc., etc.? You don't. You fucking don't, because it's a lie. It is a total fucking lie.
it was quite a different situation. But I've been in a drama where I told somebody not to talk to Aiden as a
And they did.
basically as part of a bit.
Well, that's what you
They
get for
did it.
hanging around this. Hellbent, that's what you get for hanging around this crew.
Well, no, I mean, to be fair, that was like part of a bit that kind of somewhat backfired. I actually got yelled by Chad about it on stream.
No, hey, listen, when they need a girl to pick on, you'll be it.
I mean, I
I've
just
seen
guess
like Hellbent, I've seen the way they treat you. And I've seen you kind of like acting like them too. So I mean, they're gonna probably do something. If you piss them off, they're gonna do something really nasty. You're not hanging around like these guys are like, I don't know, hair's half off Kiwi farmers. You know.
I mean, I just don't take any of that stuff seriously.
What-
to be
If
honest.
this doesn't bother you, then
What community does this guy think he's from? Does he think he's from like the wholesome vlogger community? Your community has always been this way too. And you're like, if you do something they don't like, they'll turn on you as well. That's what you fucking did to me. That's literally what you did to me. And then you didn't tell me about it. You just fucking went behind my back. Talking to people or a person I consider a friend.
fine. I prefer you're a grown ass woman, but you know, don't expect anything different. Look, you know, a lot of this stuff with Chud and stuff is common sense. You do this stuff enough, it's like, all right, you know, yeah, I don't have photograph proof that he fucking colluded with somebody. I don't have photograph proof, or audio proof or video proof that he did, but if you do this enough, yeah, I don't trust you. I mean, you have to use common sense eventually.
I'm not here to debate you out of your feelings,
Okay.
but I'm also not.
But it's not common sense. You either get shit wrong or manipulate it to fit a narrative you formed to somebody and then act like that's an adequate premise. But your argument is not sound because your premise is not true. Right? You've continuously got shit wrong. A good example of how he does this is he's concluded I'm shifty, and now he'll go back in hindsight and say, when is a time Aiden's talking to somebody and his ideology matches the person he's talking to? Oh, Jeff Holiday, who he's talking to in 2020, and the communist ideology that he adopted in like 2022, 2023. Let me just overlap those two, even though there's a difference of like 2 or 3 fucking years. And look, it's congruent. Who he's talking to, ideology, the same thing. It supports this conclusion that I've already built of him.
Going to agree with them.
You don't have to. Fair enough.
Mhm.
I'll warn you. I'll
And
warn
then-
you the same way I warn Nick. You hang around those guys, something nasty's gonna happen to you. And it's not gonna be something you can blow off. How about that? And I'd
I would
that
just
to
say,
anybody.
especially because this is for most people, right?
Kel, are you still defending Tommy?
This is at least in some way, their business,
Mhm.
no matter how serious they are about YouTube. So I think when you kind of go out of your way to tell another creator to not associate or speak to another creator, so, let alone a friend, but let's forget about that.
Yeah.
You're kind of going out of your way to potentially, fuck up a business relationship. I think a more ethical approach
I
would be
think
to
if
just
you were to do it
let
like sort of
everyone
like
come to
Blair
their
did,
conclusion.
if you do it like Blair did, and you got nothing to fucking back it up, no examples, no history, I think you'd be absolutely right. That'd be a really snaky fucking thing to do.
Yeah, but you're just making up your own examples. You're literally just like making up examples.
I think if you're in this situation where you guys got, I mean, he sits there and contacts me yesterday and tries to come off all fucking nice. I say no, it's not enough, and he goes public with it.
Kel can call in. Oh, Simp Man. By the way, Simp Man, why did you DM me asking if I felt like you genuinely bullied me? What's that about? I also heard you were like sucking up on Tommy's stream. What's the deal with that, man?
So
Well,
I mean,
he didn't leave a voice note, did he?
no, I don't care that he played the voice. Here's what happened.
Oh, he didn't.
He said no, he didn't. He wanted. I don't care that he did. Here's what happened. He sent me the comical what I like to call the HR department letter. It was totally phony. It was totally
The HR department letter. And just so you know, it's not phony, okay? Anything I've said here about past sentiment that I've had, I litigated publicly. So, hey Tommy, thought I'd invite you to hop on my stream for a convo. I know and partially agree with your comments about getting gotcha'd and debated, and that was one of my main public criticisms with your convo with Queeman. That part I've said publicly before. I think you've known me long enough to know I'm not trying to make you look bad or hurt your career, which is true, right? I even said on stream, I'm not trying to burn the bridge with Tommy. But I disagree with some of the criticisms you've levied publicly, which is true. I disagree with the criticisms he's levied publicly. And then I said, I think I can genuinely change your mind. And that part is actually now totally wrong in hindsight. I could give him something that would change the mind of the average person, but he's somebody that can't admit he's wrong. So I actually don't think I can change his mind. Or I think I can change his mind, I just won't get him to admit it. Since you aren't willing to talk to Chud directly about this, there's nothing phony about that. That's not an HR department statement. That's me trying to be a bit friendly because you're a thin-skinned bitch. And even then, you're still offended.
inhuman, and not the way he would normally talk to me. So I knew it was fake. Like that's not the way he's ever talked to me. He's never talked to me in that manner, right? It was just totally fake. I looked at
what way do you? The way I just read it, isn't that like literally just like how I talk? Am I feel like that's like kind of how I talk, just in a friendly way. Like I am a little bit hyper formal with the way I speak sometimes.
at it. And I sent him the audio. I played the audio. You can hear it over, and I played it yesterday. You can play the audio. It's on the internet and what have you. And then I was going to write, then he asked me, can I use this? And I was going to write, yeah, sure. And I'm like, oh God, I said Shifty. I wonder if he's going to use that. And even if he doesn't, somebody else would, right? So I could see how that could be,
Oh, so now I didn't, so now it wasn't me making that point. Got it.
Then I was going to write no. And I'm like, well, then I look like a total phony because then, I will leak on somebody. There's no fucking attitude. You tell somebody one thing and they do another, I'll fucking drop that golden room in a finger snap. I'm consistent on that. So I decided not to do anything. If I didn't see anything, I didn't respond. I didn't respond to him. I never gave him permission, right? I didn't respond to him, right? And I was thinking, if I wake up the next day and I don't see it all over the place, maybe. I was never going to give him an interview or a debate or anything like that because I've seen him debate before.
Would you allow them to call in?
Yeah, I don't think he's blocked. He's not blocked.
Okay, that's cool. By the way,
He's never. But
I'm confused on the.
I was allowed to call into this. Okay, thank you, Puddle Sucker. I was allowed to call into this.
Yeah, I don't think he's blocked. He's not blocked.
Okay, that's cool. By the way,
He's never,
Is Tommy going live today? I'll wait until he goes live to call in.
but
I'm confused on the.
But you didn't let me finish.
What is this comment? Here, hold on, I think I'm blocking it. Aiden's a retard. Literally everybody picked on him, and he can never argue his points. Living in a time period from 5 years ago, Award. I'm a fucking 50-year-old fossil that doesn't watch anybody outside the little comfortable echo chamber I've crafted for myself, Award. My kids don't talk to me and are shopping around for nursing homes, Award. Ghosts like every single one of Tommy C's fucking chatters.
I don't think he's blocked. He's not blocked.
Okay, that's cool. By the way,
he's never. But
I'm confused on the.
But you didn't let me finish. That's probably why I'm confused. But he did exactly what he thought he would do. And he went right to your dementia, you're drunk, you're this, you're that, you're the other thing. So I was right. I was right to fucking blow him off. I was right to fucking
That's actually not what your criticism was of me. You literally responded to me over a polite fucking request, telling me, and by your own admission, you had already burned the bridge with me, right? And I'd been publicly doing what I could to criticize you without burning the bridge. I'd been using kid gloves. But you sent me a fucking voice message where, in essence, and you say, this guy doesn't understand an implication. He thinks everything is meant to be taken at face value. If you say to somebody, you'll say or do whatever to get in with anybody, you're shifty, you've always been shifty, etc., etc. Are you not saying that somebody is, and I don't think you've changed, that's what he said. Are you not just saying that somebody's like manipulative and like tries to like blow smoke up people's asses to get in with them? Is that not like in essence what you're saying? That is a character assassination. That is a pretty like that is a trait that calls like someone's authenticity into question. That is a character assassination. When I found out you did that, right? And then I found out that you weren't fucking willing to, you had issues with me, didn't talk to me about it, went behind my back, etc., etc. Yeah, then I'm not going to handle it with kid gloves. I shouldn't have handled it with kid gloves at the beginning, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. Maybe you've always been this way. Maybe Queeman had a fucking point, okay? But at this point, it might be CTE. It might be early on stage dementia. I don't fucking know.
Or the other guy.
Nobody wants you to be... Do you want to know something that's crazy? The Clip Live subreddit, which is a community for Augie and Nick, where I always, on every single fucking post, get downvoted. They are shitting all over Tommy. And I replied under one of the posts talking about how he snaked me, etc., etc. And everyone's upvoting me. Oh, I got upvoted on Reddit. But the point being, on a subreddit where I am universally hated, people are still siding with me over you. You are handling yourself fucking horribly. And that's not appeal to popularity, because I can explain why people have issue with what you're doing, right? I've explained it repeatedly throughout the stream.
He came to me pretending he was coming to me as a good faith person, which he had no intention of bad faith, and he proved it the next day. So there you go, Hillman.
Oh, he came to me being friendly, and I told him he's been a manipulative, shifty, disingenuous fuck for the last 8 years, and then he got aggressive with me? I guess I was right. Another Tommy C prediction. Dude, it's fucking Nostradamus over here, dude. Nostradamus.
So just to be clear, I guess, on the timeline of it. So when did you, I guess, sour on Aiden? Was this like yesterday?
No, it was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. And I guess if you...
Well, I didn't hear anything about this. I didn't hear anything about this.
If you could answer, when did you, I guess, have a conversation with Nick about your feelings about Aiden?
None of your business.
Fair enough, but I thought I might as well ask.
None of your business. I'm just gonna like use this publicly, but like don't question me on like on anything about it. You've made it everyone's business, you retarded fuck.
Okay, that is my one topic. Bye.
All right, talk to you later. Bye bye. All right, you do it like that, then we're cool. All right, Sitman's kind of an outlier.
Simpman came in next.
Oh, this
so.
guy.
Then it looks like I'm going to my friends and shit. So I'm not
This Simpman guy is the most wretched fucking yes man that's like ever existed. He sucks. He actually sucks. And I'm not just saying that because he spent hundreds of dollars of his own money to have me kicked from live streams. I'm saying that because Tommy's criticism of me is just true for Simpman. Stop telling me to skip shit, people. I'll watch whatever the fuck I want.
Okay, well, then so... Okay, wait.
By the way, like, sub, dono, and join our new Twitter community and clip like hell. I need you. This is a group effort, and you are my marketing team, right? It's a community. I need you all so we can go forward. So go on Twitter, join the community, and clip like hell.
Okay.
He's a Queeman guy. It's a heads up.
Okay,
He's a
heads
Queeman
up.
guy.
He's a Queeman guy. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, are you here to debate me about Chud, Perry?
Hello.
Hello? Are you here to debate me about Chud?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk.
Just next question. Just go through these questions, and then we go ahead. We got a whole rule set. All right. What topic are you gonna pick? You can only take one.
I guess like hypocrisy about you talking about kid stuff.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. And are you gonna play by the rules?
Pull what?
Are you going to play by the rules?
The rules, like, yeah, that's about that topic. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, stay on the topic, and if you're a prick, I'll be a prick. If you're nice, I'll be nice. Fair enough.
Yeah, like.
I'll donate if you admit you were a Queeman skinwalker. Good one, buddy. Good one. I'm not a fucking Queeman skinwalker. I have several disagreements with Queeman. I'm not a Queeman fucking skinwalker. Good one, little bro.
Right. Geez, yeah.
You gonna be snarky with me? I'll throw you out right now.
Well, no, I just thought it was like kind of obvious, but yeah, I'll say yes out loud. I mean, if. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Go with the focus. Go with your argument.
Yeah, so I don't know. It does kind of seem like you're going after like Chud's kids, even though your daughter had to leave your house at 17 because you and your ex-wife are such losers.
Perry is like always like, what is the most like, what is the thing I can say in this situation that is gonna, and he is making a valid point. But out of any criticism you could levy against somebody, Parry is always looking for the thing that's gonna be like the most uncomfortable. It's actually great. Like when the Cameron F305 shit was happening, there's so many great criticism against Cameron, and this Parry guy wants to be like, oh well, he lied about his suicide attempt when he was 15 because there were no indents on his neck from where he hung himself, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? Canadian 20 from Cats of Flockin. That is super fucking generous. Biggest donor of the day. Thank you so much. Puddle Sucker with the 5. We need to do something about that Puddle guy. So fucking true. Much appreciated. Very fucking generous. Thank you so much.
That's an argument.
It was me.
First of all, no, she didn't have to leave. She leave at 17. I got divorced in 2010.
The 17-year-olds, they like left.
Can you explain?
Really
Can you
cool.
explain how I went after her kids individually?
How you went after?
Now he's shifting his argument, or Parry's argument. Not that he went after them individually, but when you are insulting Chud and you lives separately from his kids, etc., you were making a comment about his competency as a father. And he's gonna act like that's not what he's doing because he's a dishonest fuck instead of just owning it, right? That is a comment about that is a comment about him as a father.
his kids. Well, it's just you like brought them up, and it's just like really weird that you do that.
Have you seen the latest screenshot making the rounds, Aiden? Very concerning.
Brought him up. He brought up my. All right, he brought up my wife. Fair play.
You brought up your wife.
Yeah, ahead of
well, you
time.
bring up your wife all the time.
Well, that's
So
so
you-
he's brought up his kids before. So I guess we can play that game to no end. See, that's the
Right.
thing. You can't see. This is my problem with Chud. It's a double standard. If I reveal something, hold on a second. I'll let you talk. I promise. If I reveal
Yeah, all
something,
right.
then that's game. But if he reveals,
Oh, so now he brought up his wife. See, this is what he does. He quietly changes his argument. His argument was originally that Chud was talking about his kids, right? Because Chud read out a comment and then shut it down immediately. And Tommy realizes in hindsight that that's not what happened, but he's acting like at the time that's what gave him like that's what, put him on fair ground. And it's like he realized that's not the case, so now he's gonna say, oh well, it was actually Chud talked about my wife. He's finding a new reason, acting like he didn't just completely abandon the old one.
something, then it's no.
$5 from Simpman, Destiny Skinwalker. So
it's
true.
off base. I'm not accepting that. We're playing by the same game.
Right, but he's not going off. You say the same things about your wife, whereas you're just deciding.
I am
that he's
no,
like,
but
"There,
see, no.
let's get this."
And I've said this before. I wasn't saying anything about my wife. I was responding to either a chat or the Keemstar meme that I was mooching off my wife. When I said that, and he goes, well, I'm not done. When I said that, I was making a joke. He knew it, and he sat there and said, "Oh, Tommy, you're sharing too much." That's phony, bro. So he pretended that I was revealing something when I was just doing some self-deprecating humor.
All right. Well, I mean,
So anything's
Chud's
game.
always like.
This was before Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong, this was prior to Tommy and Chud publicly going at it, right? When he says, this was prior to that, correct? I think Tommy's just had building resentment for Chud. If that's not the case, then fine, I'll concede that point, right? But I think Tommy has had building resentment towards Chud over his coverage. The guy is super thin-skinned. It's like insane.
Chud's anything that he says is genuine. You think he like is going after you completely? I don't know. I mean, just some people they can read that.
AIDS
I've seen a lot of
gang
people
represent,
react to what you're saying.
okay? Yo, thank you so much for the dono from somebody. Marcia Ramirez, thank you so much for the $3. Hey Aiden, longtime fan. Thanks for being live today. My brother just overdosed and he's been in a coma for the better part of 2 days. Your streams always cheer me up, especially in times like this. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Appreciate the donut.
And be like, oh, I see. Yeah, he's like,
Prayers for your brother.
he's okay with like mocking his wife, and so Chud probably he might.
I didn't mock my wife. I didn't
Well,
mock. I didn't even mock
so-
myself. I didn't mock
So-
myself. He disingenuously took a self-deprecating comment and said, "Oh my God, you're revealing too much." That's fucking fake as fuck, bro. And you know what? You don't talk about people that way and expect to be friends with them. By the way, do you know who the guys that normally talk about me that way? Enemies. Keemstar, the alt-right Medica crowd, and him. And he's like supposedly my bro. No, I have more self-respect than that. Yeah, Bridge Burn.
You're a thin-skinned bitch. You're a thin-skinned
Was this like
bitch.
part of the bridge burning that happened when Chud was talking about Fortnite, or was?
I had somebody online literally turn on me and leak my fucking phone number. Like, they essentially doxed me. I'm not saying this is... it's totally justified if you burn the bridge with somebody over this. We're cool. We're cool. We're chilling. We're cool. This guy, I'm like a fucking nobody that sits on my ass in my room. This guy's been to fucking Iraq, and he is such a thin-skinned bitch. It's insane.
Was there like?
I don't remember the Fortnite
So, like-
stuff. All I remember about the Fortnite stuff is I had a pretty good time, but I did feel weird about some of the soldier stuff. But he can't remember it, neither can I.
Because it seems like you're saying that like Chud isn't being, he's like being too harsh for you the way you wouldn't expect a friend to be. So all right.
Not too horse. He's
And,
just straight up phony. I mean, just the fact that he said that I was revealing something when I was clearly saying, this is my exact words. So if I get a job, you can't say I'm mooching off my wife anymore. And I'm addressing either.
Chud is performing. He's an entertainer, and these are probably genuine things he believes. But he's aggressive to literally everybody when he's covering them. Even if he's being nice to somebody in his coverage, he always needs to get a jab in or two to like for the audience, right? And Chud has been overwhelmingly charitable to Tommy in the past, right? Chud defended Tommy on the slasher shit. Chud, like, I don't understand, like, why you're so fucking offended by, like, unironically banter.
A comment or just the meme that's been around forever. I mean, fucking Keemstar's accusing me of that. Mediger's accusing me of that. All these people. It's not true. It's also really insulting my wife. And I got to sit there. She's carrying around a loser. So she's basically assaulted her too. And I got to listen. Is that guy your friend? So hey, all's fair now, huh? I mean, he shared his kids. I mean, by the way, I think that's a stupid fucking rule, by the way. But I think he conveniently used that so he could justify doing the same thing he's bitching about me doing.
You think it's like a stupid rule to not go?
Maybe I actually didn't watch the coverage, so I'll say maybe Chud was making a serious point. I'm not gonna say Chud was it sounds like one of his like jabs for like the sake of the audience, but he maybe was making a serious point. And if that's true, right, what Tommy should have then done is gone and spoke to Chud about it. Did he? I don't know, but he should have gone and spoken to Chud about it. Like, Tommy is the guy. These are the people you can't trust. The people that when you do something that they take issue with, they don't tell you. And they let the fucking anger sit inside and it begins to boil into rage. And then they lash out when you think nothing's going on. Then they lash out. Then they fucking strike. Those are snakes. Those are the people you want to fucking look out for.
Go after kids? Is that the stupid rule?
No, see, now you're being bad faith. That's not what I said.
Well, no, you
That's
said
not
a
what I
stupid
said.
rule.
It is a stupid rule to go after children. I get it. I didn't go after his kids. I brought them up. I said they're not around. You're sitting around lonely.
Right. Wait. So is it?
Hold it. So now he's just completely changed his position again. Didn't he literally say he watched the fucking, he was like, yeah, I never talked about Chud as a father or his fucking kids or whatever the fuck. And then he gets presented with this clip where he's literally talking about Chud lives away from his kids. And he's like, I didn't say anything about him as a father in that clip, like playing fucking dumb, acting like implications don't exist. Right? Now he is accepting that he talked about that. Okay, I'm glad we've now arrived at reality while pretending like a day ago you weren't completely fucking delusional.
So it's a stupid rule
This
too.
is getting circular. I made myself very clear here.
All right, look, man, I'm a bit TSL. I apologize.
You have what? I'm sorry.
Can I help you? Okay.
You okay?
It's because I English CS is my first language.
Okay, fair enough. I speak a second language too.
Does he speak? I don't think he speaks German like fluently. I wouldn't be surprised if my German was better than his. I speak a little bit of German. I wouldn't be surprised if I spoke German better than he did.
Look, out of nowhere, I make a joke about myself. That's not true. Obviously not true. He says, "Oh my God, Tommy, you're oversharing," and uses that as an opportunity to fucking go, and then turns around and says, "Oh, well, you brought it up, so that's game." Oh no, that's not your friend. I'm sorry, that's not your buddy. That's not somebody I want to fucking. I have more self-respect myself, and that's why I stopped going on the show and all that other stuff.
Close friends would you say you do have? How many close friends would you say you do have?
Plenty.
Speak some German. Hallo, mein Name ist Aiden. Ich bin ein Amerikaner. Mein Deutschsprecher ist nicht so gut. Der Hund ist schön. Wo ist meine Mutter? Du bist eine Dummkopf. I can say a few things.
More than I want.
More than you want?
Yes.
But not in real life.
Of course I do.
Well, we don't speak German. How could you have real life friends?
I live in a cosmopolitan area and I speak some German.
Oh,
I also live near American military base. It's an American neighborhood.
you know, Tommy, I think you're right. I think people are too harsh on you. I mean, it does kind of seem like just
Alfie the
more you
same.
explain it.
Alfie the same, my friends. I think you made your point. Take it out. Bye bye. Oh, I can't wait to take Lumpy Move.
Off Wiedersehen, y'all.
He probably lives in a fucking village. If I had to guess. Lumpy Willie, you got 3 questions before we start.
Peace.
Yeah, I heard you wanted to talk to me. So
No,
Speak Yiddish. I do not speak Yiddish. I do not speak Yiddish.
at all.
It's a dying
Well,
here I am.
language.
Oh no. Well, no. I'll ask you. Do you want me to debate me on Chud? Yes or no?
yeah, because you made some pretty
Pick, all
idiotic
right.
comments.
Pick. If you're gonna do that, I'm gonna throw you out. Pick a single topic.
Well, I mean, okay, the President Sunday stuff.
Okay,
How about
fair
that?
enough. President Sunday stuff, and do you agree with the play by the rules?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so I just wanted clarification. So, do you think Chud had an insight into what President Sunday was doing and what
I
that
know.
was
I have
doing?
no idea. I said it yesterday.
Okay, you have no idea, but
Translation: The dog is beautiful. Where is my mother? You were a dumbass. Wunderbar. You got it correct, my friend. Yes. Yes. I don't just know those phrases. I've just pieced together some phrases with the words I know. The hardest part about German is masculine and feminine. It's not like Spanish where you have like clear rules. Like, why is summer? Why is I think egg is neutral? Isn't it das Ei? But I don't fucking know. I am drinking Kaffee und Milch.
that is your assumption that
Yes.
when he was telling Tom.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think that's probably.
You do
more-
realize when those videos came out, Chud was on vacation that whole time, right?
Yeah, I know, but he was
And
aware
you-
of the video.
and-
He was aware of the
no,
video coming
no.
out.
And he was not aware of the video coming out. What he was aware of was the stuff that was coming out with Pixie. That's what was coming out.
Oh, why would
He
that
was
make a
telling-
difference? Why would that make a difference? Whether it was the video or the stuff that's coming out of Pixie, it still puts Tom in a bad spot.
He's telling Tom, hey, this stuff might go public, so you should go away. You should distance
No,
yourself.
he
And even
cornered-
Tom,
he cornered him. He cornered him in that fucking stream after they.
You do
all,
realize-
after they all agreed not to talk about Destiny. Nick slipped up, and ever the opportunist Chud put fucking Tom against.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The Pixie shit was coming out, but at that point in time, so the Pixie shit hadn't been confirmed, but the leaks were out, and it was already being alleged that there was non-consensual shit that was shared, and Melina herself either outright stated it or heavily implied it, and at that point, everybody knew, even publicly, yeah, he probably shared images non-consensually, or whatever the fuck, but it wasn't yet confirmed, but everybody knew, yeah, this is probably true, and Tom had already begun distancing himself, but he was doing some, like, semi-sweeping, or whatever the fuck, and to be honest, I'm gonna sound like I'm sweeping, right? And I said this to Chud when I've spoken to him. You know, I said I am empathetic to Tom's sweeping, right? When you become Destiny is an incredibly manipulative person. Destiny is an incredibly manipulative person, and there's no doubt in my mind that he had manipulated Tom to some extent, or presented his image very carefully in a way that would make Tom like him. Their communities became intertwined, and Destiny led Tom to believe that they were genuine friends, or whatever the fuck. And now, all this information is coming out, and it is hard to immediately say, yeah, fuck this guy, I'm going scorched earth, when you have garnered such a favorable impression of them, and the two of you are good friends, right? You've raided Destiny. Yeah, there was one day it just gave me the option to raid Destiny, so I raided him. He's like, thanks, Aiden Underground. I like Destiny politically. I think Destiny has use politically and content-wise, but as a person, I think he's just, it's indefensible, and he should be, I wouldn't be friends with the fucking guy.
Against the wall. That's sus to me.
Chad was talking about Melina. Yeah, exactly. It's not about the Pixie ship.
so are you also going to go after Augie for egging Chud on?
What? No.
Are you? Okay, because Augie in that same stream was literally egging Chud on to do it. 'Cause
Yeah,
when Chud brought
I
that
don't
up,
think Augie had just come back. I don't think he knew everything that was going on at that point. So no.
And it was public. What Chud was pushing Tom on was public. And Augie absolutely fucking knew because I knew. You really think I would fucking know that the Pixie Leaks were coming out and Augie just didn't? Yeah, of course fucking Augie knew. He's in the group chats and shit. This is like, he knows Augie knew. He's just being fucking dishonest.
he knew everything that was going on at that point.
How do you know?
He might. I'm pretty sure it was
Why
well
would you
known that a
be
lot
sure?
of them
Why
knew
would
what
you
was
be sure?
going on.
He doesn't stream like Even used to.
Because
he hasn't been finger on the
that
ground.
does-
He doesn't stream, but he was still in contact with behind the fucking scenes. This was after the Bo Black shit, when Augie had come back. We'd all been talking to each other. And Tommy fucking knows this. It's like, oh, it's somebody I like, so I'm gonna offer infinite levels of charitability, even though, what is it, Occam's razor or whatever the fuck, it is more than likely Augie knew than he didn't, based on the group chats he was in, who he was talking to, and the people within those groups that knew, i.e. myself, right? It is more than likely that Augie knew, right? But Tommy is unwilling to reach that conclusion or say, yeah, he probably did know. Tommy's just gonna, like, deny it and fucking play dumb. But if it comes to, like, Chud colluding with Sunday, and being snaky and not warning Nick that Sunday was gonna record him or something, with zero fucking evidence, Tommy is just going to assume that could have happened. That might have happened. Leak your DMs. Leak all your DMs. That might have happened. But when it comes to somebody likes, it's infinite sweeping. It's infinite charitability. This guy is a living fucking fossil. Okay? He is the old community mindset. He expects everyone to, like, fucking sweep for each other and apply double standards. And it's not happening anymore. Okay? I think I have tons of criticisms of Chud. But what I will say I appreciate about him, and what I say I will appreciate about Queeman, is that they really changed this whole thing up. Okay? They actually, like, made a community that was a total fucking echo chamber into a community that is willing to have, like, that is willing to criticize the people that they're watching and following and have, like, internal discourse and disagreement, etc., etc. And I appreciate how that's kind of shifted. I really do. I appreciate that. But Tommy is so used to the fucking old way of things, he can't stand it. My God, Aiden needs to grow up. Can you give an example of, can you cite a source?
Doesn't mean he's not in the community. What are you talking about?
Well, it looked like this. Look like this, Lumpy Wally. I think that's sus as fuck. You have every right to disagree with me and think I'm wrong, but I think it's sus as fuck.
So you think it's wrong to press people publicly about their sweeping for somebody who has?
I think if you know what's coming, I think if you know what's coming out, and then somebody sent me a video yesterday that he moved away from it. No, I don't think it, but I don't think it was done in good faith.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Somebody sent you a video that proved your entire fucking argument incorrect. Your initial argument was that it wasn't public yet, but it was gonna be, and because it wasn't public, Tom had to keep up the ruse with Destiny that they were still friends or whatever, and Chud pushing Tom on that stream, knowing this wasn't out yet, was like snaky as fuck because he knew the position Tom was in. A clip is presented showing Tom has already begun to publicly distance himself from Destiny due to the fact that the notion that these leaks were more than likely non-consensual was beginning to spread. Melina had come out and said what she said, right? Tom didn't explicitly state outright that's why he was distancing himself, but I'm sure he elaborated later in the fucking New Year's stream. And so you see that clip, admit you were wrong. Admit Tom was not keeping up a fucking ruse pretending to be Destiny's friend. Admit you've changed your argument completely. But no, you won't do that because you're dishonest as shit.
I don't believe that. I don't believe Chud. I mean, he spent the last 2 days saying that I was defending Bobax's privacy. Enough reason alone never to talk to him again. I never said that.
Well, I mean, I kind of did seem like that.
But,
But,
yeah,
okay,
but
anyways,
that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. I'll let you go back. I promise. Right? That's the problem. It seems like that when I clearly state it's not. It still seems like that. So that's more dishonesty. But go back.
Oh, just like how you said that I had left something. You know, I want to do this real quick, okay? Because this is just pissing me the fuck off. Okay? I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this fucking clip that Tommy sent me that we've already gone over 1,000,000 times. I just want you to listen. Okay? Because it's very fucking important.
I've known you long enough to know that you're quite bright, but also shifty as hell. And what I mean by shifty is whoever you're around, you'll shift to. You'll say anything, do anything. I mean, Jesus, Dayton, how did you get noticed? You snitched on somebody. Not that they didn't deserve it. And I don't think it's really changed all that much. So I'll give you this. You can debate me. You can debate whatever I say on stream to your heart's content. Tell Queeman I said hello.
Okay, that's what Tommy said, and this is my recollection of that, where Tommy claims I omitted something. Okay? This is my fucking recollection of that. Or explaining what was said in that audio recording. What do you think the answer I got is? Keep in mind, Tommy decided to watch a 24-second clip and then claimed I left something out, when in reality, I give the full recollection in 2 minutes, right, which he could have easily watched on stream. But just listen and see if my retelling of this call is accurate. Or this voice recording. What do you think? Listen. It's nothing screenshotable. It's a voice message. What do you think the answer I got on this is? You don't... Okay, none of you are, like, capable of critical thinking. Got it. Well, the answer I got was, in essence, a fucking character assassination. He said, I've known you long enough to know you're very bright, but you're also very shifty. I mean, think of how you blew up, for example. You essentially snitched on a guy even though he deserved it, right? First of all, what happened in that situation was, from like 8 years ago that everybody likes to bring up, even though it's like a totally dead situation, was I was hired to edit for somebody I barely knew. He fucked me over. All right, I'm just explaining background. This is really fucked up, blah, blah, blah. I think I want to make a video on this. I think it will do some good. That's total hindsight bias. I didn't go public with it until someone hit me up. All right, wait, and I didn't know that it would blow up, right? It did blow up, and then in hindsight, right? It's not like I knew when I was posting that, but I was also like fucking 13 or 12. Wait, right? But he then says to me...
AIDS gang represent, okay?
After like calling me shifty, he says, like, I will say anything and do anything to like fit a crowd or appease people. I was assuming that. I just said I'd say or do anything, right? And then he said, you know, within those 8 years since that happened, I actually haven't changed quite much. And then he told me to say hi to Queeman for him, which I think... What the fuck did I leave out? The only thing I left out is him saying he won't talk to me, but that was kind of implied. What the fuck did I leave out? So he plays the first 24 seconds and says I left out the thing that I say in the rest of the clip. And then, later on, he says a piece of information from my stream that wasn't in that 24-second clip, meaning he watched the actual original stream, and he knew that that 24 seconds wasn't my full recollection of the event. And he purposefully showed it to make it look, and I'm cut off mid-word at the end, by the way, so he knows that's not the full clip, to make it look like I omitted something. Because he's super fucking dishonest. So now you're taking issue with people's interpretation of you invoking the Boblax leaks. People interpreting that as you criticizing Chud over violating Boblax's privacy. You think that's super disingenuous? What about what you fucking did to me, you retard?
Sunday stuff.
That's not really. I mean, if you keep wording it in a certain way and people take it,
or someone sent it to him. Okay, do you want to just call in, Kel? Do you want to call him? Call in, Kel. I've got no bad blood with you. Call him. I'm curious to hear your perspective. I'm not here to debate, bro. You. No, I'm at work. Okay. Got it.
Hey, no, when I sit there and say that Bobax has absolutely nothing to do, no, I switched the subject. I broke the rules in fairness, by the way. So I'll give you a chance to break the rules. No, if I specifically say this has nothing to do with him, this somebody gave your word and you didn't keep it, and I think that's sus. That's it. And then you constantly have to make excuses about Bobax's privacy. Then I start to think, oh, you're doing that on purpose. You're deliberately being dishonest. You're deliberately being dishonest. But go back.
I actually want to go. Well, hold up. I actually want to go to the Boblax stuff real quick since you brought it.
I brought it up. Fair enough. Okay. Normally,
you were saying,
hold on, Willie. I'm not going to allow that again. It's because I broke the rule. That I let him do that. I'm telling the
whatever.
I
am not going to allow that again, dude. It's so fucking. This guy is so fucking soy. He's so thin-skinned. Okay, I have people. Anyone who wants to call in here and like fucking rip my shit apart. Oh, okay, that sounded wrong. Okay, that sounded wrong. Anyone who wants to come in here and like pick my arguments apart or whatever is welcome to do it without me tone policing them or being like, no, say it this way or whatever the fuck. You're such like a fucking, you're such a pussy, bro.
But go ahead.
So for the Chud knowing the Boblax leaks, right? You do realize Chud barely found out about that like a month prior to that stream, right? He didn't know at the same time that you did.
What's the difference?
Because you were claiming, oh, he knew about it for 5 months.
Well, I said
heard about it for 5
no,
months.
no, that's not what I said. I said nothing came out for 6 months and he had no idea what impact this would have.
Yeah, nothing came out about it for 6 months, but you are
Everybody
phrasing it
kept
as
their
if-
mouth shut. I'm pretty sure Nick told him. Aiden has admitted to told him, and both his replies have been, "So what? Who cares?" And
No,
yeah, I
but
didn't.
Tommy, you've taken that admission at first as me being the guy that revealed it to him. So now you can't go back and now change your argument to be like, oh well, he knew before Aiden, maybe, with like no basis that whatsoever. Chud found out in November. The New Year's stream happens in December. Right? He did not know for those full 6 months.
Aiden was the only one to tell Chud because Aiden was the one that brought it up to begin with and showed Chud the picture. I know that because around that same time,
Wait a minute. He had the picture?
No, he like showed it to him in a stream. He did the same thing with
Aiden
me.
had the picture. That's the first
Aiden
time
has
you
the
heard.
picture. Yes, he showed me the picture. I know.
He
what the
showed
picture
you
is.
the picture. Now I was told that
Yes.
nobody had the picture except like Augie and
He doesn't even know what he's talking about. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what he's saying. What? You're just finding this out 3 days in? You're just now finding out? Aiden, not everyone wants to argue the way you do, and not being a pussy, that's just not having the energy to argue a non-relevant point to the end. Like, if someone is wrong, then you go hard. What?
I don't have the picture.
Yeah.
Aiden has the picture.
I don't
He showed
see.
me.
I honestly, I don't think the amount of time Chud knew doesn't seem to make a difference to me.
Fuck.
They told him not to. That's my whole point. It's not about Bobex's privacy. I don't give a fuck about that guy. It has everything to do with he broke his word. He broke his word.
Hold on. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Sure. Go ahead. Well, you can't stop the show, Lumpy Willie. Hello? I can't do
He
that.
said give him a second.
I'll give him a second, but I can't just fucking get dead air.
Come on!
This is-
Come on, Lumpy! I got a show to run
5
here!
seconds. 5, 4, 3.
I'll send him a
Two.
message to let him know.
Lumpy Willie, you here?
when he's
I'm not.
ready to
I
do
can't do dead air like this. It's not fair.
Okay, hold up. Sorry, my bad.
Go
Okay, anyways,
ahead.
what I was gonna say
It was
is
2
around that time
fucking
too.
seconds.
Well, right after this Bell Black stuff came out, a lot of people, the whole reason, from my understanding, from what I've heard from a lot of people, is
Okay.
that it wasn't that it was a privacy thing that they didn't want this to come out. It was mostly the fact that they nobody wanted the heat for outing Bell Black's sexuality.
No, that's not what I
Because
heard.
eventually,
That's not what I heard, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. He didn't keep his word. You're getting this privacy. I don't give a
You're
fuck about
changing
Bobax.
your argument, though. His argument was originally that Chud had outed Boblax's sexuality, which was not true because Boblax had already revealed his sexuality publicly prior to the leak of the dress pics.
I know Chud has told and repeated that over and over ago, dishonestly. I don't give a fuck. You understand? Do you believe me? Do you not believe me? Even though I've never thrown any support to Boblax? Do you believe me, Lumpy Willie? I don't give a shit. It's about keeping your word.
I think you're being bad faith, but sure.
How do you think it's bad faith? That means something.
do you know what bad faith means? Bad faith means
I'm not doing the definition game. We're not doing red herrings. I don't. You can look. You're entitled to believe I'm being bad faith.
We're not doing the definition. Don't define the words I use. Don't define the terms I use. Whatever the fuck you do. Yo, thank you, Chud, for the raid. Welcome, Chud viewers. I am covering something that Chud himself has apparently already covered, but I don't fucking care. We're covering Tommy C having the continuation of what very well might be a summer's long crash out.
Keep his word. That's how I feel. I'm not getting in the definition game. I played this game with Queeman. We're not doing it.
Whatever. Okay. Well,
dude, Queeman has mind raped this guy so fucking. Even when he's like talking to me and criticizing me, he's fucking saying, "Say hi to Queeman," for as if like Queeman's like a fed like outside listening in the fucking van or whatever. He like thinks Queeman's like listening in on the conversation.
You're using that word entirely wrong.
It's a red
I'm going back to the
herring.
Sunday. Not really.
Okay.
I'm going back to the
Okay,
Sunday.
go back to
stuff.
In other words, Aiden, you debate this shit like it is a political debate, and not everyone wants to argue this dumb YouTube shit that hard, and that's not dumb. People only want to debate for so long. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you like high?
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. So Chud had no idea this was coming out because in that time period where Chud was on vacation, it was 4 days prior to that where Sunday and Beckett started making their videos. You do know that, right? Or do you not know that?
What? I'm not aware, but I haven't.
By the way, he's just now only found out that the nature of my conversation with Chud. He's only now. Wait, hold on. Aiden Projects is a complete loser who has completely lied about Cameron. Aiden has repeatedly ignored the evidence proving all the shit against Cam was false. What the fuck is this retard talk? What? I've devoted more attention to covering Cam and his appearances and responses than I have to, like, anybody else. What the fuck is this? These people are like fucking paste eaters. Holy shit.
Said I haven't accused him of colluding with.
Okay, no, but
I do wonder out loud, and I have every right to say that.
Yeah, you are making accusations.
I'm not saying it's true though. I'm saying I wonder if
that doesn't matter.
Yes,
okay,
it does.
Sorry, Taya, if you want to call in, call in. Okay, anyone who disagrees with me, you're as always welcome to call in. And I'm not like Tommy C, where I'm gonna attach like a million rules to how you litigate it. Just don't say anything that's TOS. And call in to actually disagree a point you disagree with.
Yes, it does.
Don't call in to agree with me.
I sit there saying that, yes, it does, because one's saying this happened, and the other one's saying I'm suspicious of this
Aiden sucks.
happening.
Okay, that is crazy. No,
Like,
you're,
it's
so
an
you're,
idea, like,
you're broadly
I have
implying.
to-
You're
I have-
broadly implying.
I have to. No, I am implying it. There's no way, but I have no idea if it happened or not. I have no
Okay.
idea if it happened or not. It would
But
not
if you-
shock me.
Okay, it wouldn't shock you, but if you actually looked into the situation, you would know that that would be not possible because Chud was not on the internet when that happened. Chud was away with his kids on
Do
vacation.
you have a fucking phone? I talked to Nick the whole time when I was in Spain when I found out about the Bovax leaks. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
What?
Like,
Are
Jesus
you-
Christ, are you going to sit there and tell me in 2024 or 2025 that you can't do this because you're on vacation with your kids? By the way, I was on vacation with my kids when I found out about Bovax, and you're seriously going to tell me that there's no way he could have known anything because he was on vacation? On today's
Well,
day,
Yeah, no, it is, okay. It is true that using that as a defense, it doesn't really work, right? To say you're on vacation isn't like a defense for ignorance, right? The problem is the claim being made has not been affirmed by any evidence. So even if evidence that refutes the claim isn't the greatest, the claim has no merit because it's not been substantiated by like literally anything. You're just fucking making it up. You're pulling it out of your fucking ass.
Well, what Chud was referencing in that, and when he was warning Tom, was also not about the Sunday stuff. That was prior to the Sunday stuff. The Sunday stuff happened 4 days prior to that. Chud was talking
Tommy was talking about Boblax's penis. Well, okay, good one.
about what was coming out already, what already came out on the farms.
Aiden, somebody asked this person what I lied about, and their response is, I lied about everything.
You do know that, right? Because it was.
I don't even know.
it was
Honestly,
like- it was like-
now I'm totally confused because what my
It was-
initial-
the
I don't
Pixie stuff came out a month prior on the farms.
On the
That
farms.
is what Chud. Yes, Pee-wee Farms.
the videos and everything.
Yes.
Yes!
That is why Chud was warning Tom.
Yes, the videos were out already. This guy's so fucking stupid. He's litigating points he's done no research on. He's just found out now, 3 days later, that the nature of my revelation to Chud about the Boblax leaks contained the picture. He's just found that out 3 fucking days later. This guy is so retarded. Get your fucking grandpa, get your fucking uncle, and put him in a nursing home where he belongs. This is fucking cruel. This is everything they said Joe Biden was, folks.
Hey, this stuff just came out on Kiwi Farms.
I don't.
The only reason.
If I put
the
that,
only-
if you go back to that video, he's putting him on the fence. It's not. I think that's bad faith because you're acting like it's a warning, and it looks like he's putting him on defense.
He is. He's giving him pushback. He's giving him pushback.
Well, no, obviously Chud gave him the warning prior to that, and then in public, because they're still sweeping, but he's making references to the Melina stuff,
don't
which
buy that
Melina
at
was
all.
already.
I don't buy that.
Melina
No,
was.
I don't buy that at all. I think Judge saw his opportunity once Nick fucking broke the rule. I mean, you can think something different. You can disagree with me, but I don't think so. It looked targeted to me. It looks like he wanted to put him in a bad spot, considering the way he's treated me, considering the way he's treated Willie.
How
I
would that
wouldn't-
put him in a bad spot if he's already
Because it makes him look like a
disassociated?
Chud had spoken about, and he's already said this, right? He had spoken about like Tom in private and how he's like empathetic to his position of like being the Destiny Orbiter that hasn't like left the cult. Or I don't think those were his exact words. I'm really just paraphrasing here. I might even just be getting it wrong. But he had said this in private. It wasn't like he now opportunistically brought this up. This was like something he actually felt.
Turn around and call.
Aiden lies about Cam because this is definitely not a Cameron F305 mod, by the way.
I'm a sweeper a day later. Let's not be
No, okay, this person might be like a genuine Tommy fan.
stupid.
So prior to that, okay, so no, because that wasn't your argument. Your whole argument was that he wanted Tom to get backlash from the DGG community for
What are the chances he got CTE from Iraq? I don't think he was in a combat situation, right?
calling out Destiny and
I
for
could be
tipping
wrong.
Destiny off to all this stuff already coming out. Yes,
DGD,
if-
no, I didn't. I mean guys
if-
like
if
you
you- if
that
you-
were calling
if
you.
you-
No, I don't. I mean guys
if
like
you go
you
back
that
to
were
your
going to call him a
first stream,
sweeper. DGG would fucking know. Why would they turn on him? They were already. He would be
But they
defending
weren't
him.
gonna-
They were turning on him. DGG was turning on him.
Make any sense?
They were,
fucking
they were
Willie.
going to turn on him for turning on Destiny because that's how Destiny's community is. If you go against
They
them,
were.
they will turn on you.
They were turning on him.
Tom was already prior to that coming out against Destiny and
But
saying
they
that he wanted
also
to.
they would also once the Sunday video got turned on him for sweeping for Destiny, and that's the position.
They turned on him before the Sunday video came out. What are you talking about? They turned on him before the Sunday video came out. He's actively learning about the points that he's already litigated. It's like so fucking insane. Like, I get it if you get something wrong in a live stream format. You say something and and you get something wrong because you're on the spot. Right? But then, what a real fucking man does, or somebody who's genuine, they go and say, yeah, I was wrong about that. Let me revise this position. I concede that. I was totally wrong on that one. Which I've done multiple fucking times, even though Tommy's chatter said I'm allergic to accountability. But Tommy is a fucking man-child that is afraid of being wrong because he has no humility, right? And he can't just say, I got it wrong. I got the fucking point wrong. That's like, honestly, an L on me or whatever the fuck.
I'm saying Chud put him in.
Which is why when the original stuff, when
The person doesn't want to debate, but when Aiden knows they are wrong, he slams the gavel hard. If you're like a normie that is just wrong about something, there are examples of this. I'm pretty fucking nice, okay, with disagreeing with you. I've done it before, right? I had a guy call in and disagree with me politically. I was pretty fucking nice to him. If you're going hard at me with your criticism, like this Duckbringer person was, calling me a fucking weasel, then yeah, when I prove you wrong, I'm gonna go hard as fuck.
all of the stuff came out on the forums is what Chud told Tommy. What Chud told Tom, hey, this stuff is most likely going to get out eventually because nobody was talking about it because nobody wanted to out any of it.
I can't believe I'm going to fucking out it if I know about it. I just heard there was stuff out there. I had no idea that was on the forums. But
It was
I got to be
already
honest
on
with
the
you.
forums.
Your argument doesn't make any sense because the video is going to make it happen. And I'm not saying that DGG is going to
The video came out
Let me make this clear. I was
he
not
thinks-
fucking insinuating that
He thinks the Sunday video is way more fucking... That was verification of what everybody had already knew was likely. And even if we didn't have Pixie in the equation, we have Melina. We have Melina, who is already at this point, which everybody knew about, okay? Except Tommy, I guess, has now already outright stated or heavily implied, I don't remember the nature of the clip, that sexual images were shared without her consent.
it put Tom in a bad spot for DGG. I'm talking it put Tom in a bad spot for the Queemans of the world, the
Oh my god! That's what he meant when he said he wasn't talking about DGG? Is this guy serious? He is so fucking... This guy might be as bad as Cameron. Honestly, this guy might be as bad as fucking Cameron. Because look what he just did. His initial criticism was that Tom was keeping up the ruse, right? Trying to make DGG complacent. Wait, no, dude, this is the worst part. Tom was trying to keep up the ruse, trying to because the Pixie shit hadn't come out yet, so Tom had to keep up the ruse before he distanced himself, right? So he couldn't, like, turn on them too early or whatever the fuck, right? And then, when somebody shows Tommy a clip of Tom distancing himself from DGG, Tommy says, well, yeah, but this isn't about Destiny himself, this is talking about DGG. I was talking about... So he admitted in that clip that he was talking about DGG, okay? Or whatever I have to go... Or it was about Destiny himself, not DGG, or either vice versa. But anyways, he's previously admitted and heavily implied to anyone who's not a fucking moron that the group that Tom had to keep the ruse up for out of the potential threat that turning on them too early would cause, that was DGG. Now Tommy is pretending like that's never the group he was talking about. Why would you ever talk about a ruse, keeping up a ruse, if the group you're talking about is the Queeman crowd? That makes no fucking sense.
the Chuds of the world, the people that would accuse him for sweeping for DGG.
What?
I don't know where he...
Aiden is this guy's still talking about him, not even in the
You
conversation.
do realize everybody was already accusing Tom of sweeping.
Yes,
Because
I understand. And you know what? I exactly. And that's why I think he put him in that spot.
Okay, yes! Oh my god, yes! So, Chud, on stream, confronted Tom about public criticism, pushed Tom on public criticism being litigated against him. You now have to admit that your problem is giving public pushback. That is what you think is snaky. That is the opposite of fucking snaky, by the way. Just gonna...
Exactly.
People already thought
But
that before
that's
he
going
even got confronted on the stream.
That's going to be... That's going to have a much bigger impact once the big video comes out.
Okay, so when the big video comes out, like a month later, right? How is Chud
a month
back
later? A month later. It was like
yes,
2
it
weeks.
was.
It was like 2 weeks. That was a New Year's stream, right?
Tommy is using you for views. He is winning. Literally everyone who is watching him hates him.
It was a New Year's stream, yeah.
All right, when's President Sunny's video come up? A month later? It was like the 15th, I think, at the most.
I'm very surprised this, like, Vault 69 retard hasn't jumped ship yet.
Sunday. I mean, this is really fucking... I don't think this really hurts your debate or anything, but I think that... let's see.
Why don't you have memberships yet? Because I don't know. It's not letting me set them up. I think it's because some of my videos got demonetized or something. I'm not quite sure yet.
January 20th.
But if you want to support the channel, as always, people, super chat, join the Discord, and join the Twitter community we have set up, and clip like hell.
It's at the end of the month.
So 20th.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sorry if he knows it's coming down the bike. Hey, listen, I'll give you this, Lubby Willie. You're a lot more fair.
And if you're new here from the raid, subscribe. I'm live when Chud isn't, okay? You may have bad first impressions of me, but I'm not a mushroom, but the more you get to know me, you'll find out I'm a pretty fun guy. Okay.
To me in person than you are. I'm sorry.
You actually don't need to interact
That is
with people
enough
ever.
for me. You can disagree. And you can think I'm nuts.
Okay, I entirely think that you are just pushing this. I don't understand how this video, which was made 4 days prior to the release date. What was it? So the 16th. How does Chud know about this months beforehand?
I don't know.
President,
look, Beckett's on record says he knows about this. Beckett's on record saying he knows Chud the video's coming out, but Beckett's not on record saying he does not know if Chud knew the context. So now there's some conflict here.
Wait, no. Because the only reason President Sunday made the video was because of something that happened 4 days prior. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was that incident that President Sunday said, you know what, I'm gonna make this video now. Because it was already starting. Everybody was already starting to know that that was Pixie.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see. There's no possible way you can know because that's
there's literally absolutely no way.
Okay.
Oh my God, you people, you're a tough crowd. If the joke doesn't revolve around rape or pedophilia, it's immediately rejected. It's just a little wholesome joke, guys. All right, no harm done. Let's just move on.
I still like to see their communications. I would love to see their communications. I would because I could see something going on there. Here's another thing. It doesn't change the fact that I think you put him in a bad spot. I still think you put him in a bad spot for the people that would be accusing him of sweeping for Destiny. Yes, I do. You don't have to disagree.
Wait. He did. Okay, but so this is a new position. This is a new revised position. Okay, there are people that are going to accuse Tom of sweeping for Destiny. So by Chud confronting Tom about sweeping for Destiny, he's giving ammunition to the people accusing Tom of sweeping for Destiny. That is the new revised argument we've reached, which is completely different from his initial argument, and he's going to pretend like his argument hasn't changed at all. Like a fucking 10-year-old that just doesn't like to admit he's wrong. It's pathetic. How old is this guy? How can you be 80,000 years old? He's been around since ancient fucking China, okay? And mentally, like you're this stunted. Take the fucking L, soldier. Admit your war is lost. Do you think Tommy's... I absolutely think Tommy is malicious. I think Tommy is 150% malicious. I think Tommy is a snake. I think Tommy is malicious. I don't think he should be trusted by anybody, because if you make him angry, he won't come to you directly about it. He'll hide it from you, but he'll go to everyone about it behind your back. Tommy won't admit he's wrong if he develops an opinion of you or anyone around you, no matter how much you logically deconstruct the premises he's built to reach that conclusion. He will never move from his position because he's a stubborn fuck that just can't admit he's wrong. Tommy's malicious as hell.
You can totally disagree with me, but I still think he's put in the bad side. Now, I'm assuming what you're telling me is true, but I have been told, Beckett's on the record saying he knew the video would come out. Now, did he know back then? No, I will concede on that to you. Is that fair? I'll take your word for it. He knew the video coming out, but I still think.
No. Beckett knew the video was coming out, but Beckett knew also 4 days prior to that. Because
I think he was what Tommy was betting on, and listen, I have to thank all of you, to be honest, okay? Before Chud came in and really changed things around here, I'm like Joker in The Dark Knight talking about the Batman. So gay, dude. But before the Chuds and the Queemans came in and finally broke the echo chamber that was this community, I was shit on by I still am shit on by a lot of people, but I was shit on by everybody, right? And I think Tommy and the people that are living perpetually years ago, I think Tommy was betting on that. I think Tommy was betting on being able to fuck me over like this, which is in total contradiction to his supposed values, right? And just everyone would side with it. He even said kick Aiden at the end of it, right? Everyone was just going to side with it, let it slide. And I have to give credit where credit's due. Even the people that fucking hate me are admitting that this is snaky as shit. Even the people that hate me are admitting this is snaky as shit. So the support I've gotten on my side over this, I have to thank you all. It's very, very much appreciated. Yeah.
Because they both made their videos at the exact same time.
He said Chud knew it was coming out, and I don't know the timeline. In fairness to you, he said Chud knew about it. Now he did not. He explicitly said, "I don't know if he knew the context of it. I knew the context of it," which is why I called Nick.
It is a cabal. It is a cabal. It is an echo chamber where everybody's in the same group chats and nobody can disagree. I was joking a lot with my cabal shit, but I've always reiterated multiple times, there is genuine criticism there. This community is an echo chamber where everybody is expected to sweep for everybody else. There was always genuine criticism to that, and I screamed it from the rooftops, and now the world is waking up to it. The world is realizing that I was right. I
So
played
yeah,
the long
I gotta be
game.
honest with you. I mean, you're saying this stuff. This is the first time I'm hearing this Kiwi Farms. You're saying he knows all stuff. They know the tidal wave's coming.
The
I mean,
Tea
Becky
Party
told me-
chat leaks. Do you know who wasn't in the Tea Party chat leaks? This guy.
Like, one of the reasons he contacted Nick is because he knew how your side of the community would react to it. It's not really hard to believe
My
that
side of
Chud.
the- what are you?
Well, or fucking Chud's community, or the people that call it the anti-GGGs, call it whatever you want. I mean, we don't have to get fucking split hairs here over the committee. Let's make it really simple, really practical. The people that would be calling Tom a sweeper, his enemies, getting them ammo.
So, yeah, but whenever you criticize somebody publicly, is there a way? This would be your next question, okay? Is there a way you can criticize somebody publicly without giving ammo to their enemies? Is there a scenario you can think of where you publicly criticize someone for doing something or give pushback over something you think, because Chud did genuinely believe Tom was sweeping? Is there any way you could give someone public pushback on that without giving ammo to their enemies? No, you can't. But then the conclusion from that, right, it would follow that if Tommy takes issue with public criticism giving ammo to people's enemies, it would then follow that Tommy just takes issue with public criticism of people you're cool with or friends with. Right? That's what would logically follow from that. That's why he had to disguise his argument from the get-go and like change it 15 fucking times while pretending like it's been consistent. $5 from Adderall Dependent. I like how Tommy went from fighting on your behalf because Chud snaked you to calling you a manipulative piece of shit in a matter of days like it was nothing. Yeah, and pretending like he's always felt this way.
How is that? How is
He called me a colleague a few days ago, by the way, because this is another example of the sweeping, right? Why wouldn't Augie, and I don't take issue with Augie doing this, right? I like Augie. But why wouldn't Augie be criticized as a snake by Tommy for leaking this to me? Right? Well, Tommy said, well, it's okay. Aiden's a colleague. He said that like 3 days ago. What does that imply? That implies I can be trusted with sensitive information. Yet you've apparently felt like I was shifty and untrustworthy for months. To the point where you even told Diorio not to talk to me, and that whatever he told me would end up in the next exposed video about him. So, I'm trustworthy when it's convenient, when you can go and sweep for somebody else. And I'm not trustworthy when I'm giving you public criticism. It's Schrodinger's credibility. It's Schrodinger's credibility.
This is saying, oh, you're a sweep. I feel like you're putting way too much emphasis on that word because it's really not that big of a deal. Obviously,
You think
people
so?
sweep for
You
something.
think so? I don't.
I'm pretty sure
I think
everybody
they all
does.
agree to it. They all agree to
Tommy's barber should be well, he is in Germany, to be fair. Maybe he walked in, it was like a 90-year-old guy who also happened to have dementia, and he was just thinking of what was in style in the old days when he was cutting his hair.
And then he cuts it on Tom.
But yeah, I mean, if you're like he's having a normal recession for his age, right? But there's ways you could like get around that. You don't get a fade this high up when you're having like hairline recession at the temples. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea, but to be honest, if anyone was to think something like that is a good idea, it would be this guy because he's a fucking moron.
And then Tom never shows up again. I guess we both have dementia. Huh?
I'm just at a loss.
Oh, that dementia comment gets under his
words.
skin.
I'm gonna be real. This is
Just saying, you got almost 400 genuine viewers that didn't come from any outside sources. Hopefully you guys stick around. That's you in 2 years, by the way. Well, my hair is my most redeeming trait, so I will do everything to preserve it. I will go to Turkey and get transplanted.
crazy.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure Tom just didn't enjoy streaming because he just didn't have the time for it. I'm pretty sure he came out and said that.
Yeah.
Sentman with the $2. Fuck you, Aiden. I ain't turning red coat. Too bad. Brandroid. Clearly he's drunk permanently. New liver GoFundMe incoming. So fucking true, bro. This guy's got his liver doesn't even look like a liver anymore. The way cirrhosis has just been eating away.
He came out and said he just didn't have time to stream.
I came out because I don't know. I'm sure he's gonna come out. I'm coming out because I think fucking Chud Logic is a complete fucking snake. Peace, bitches. Then he would have got what I got. Are you kidding me? He's not an idiot. I mean, come on. Look what happened in a couple days. Let's not pretend that didn't happen. If anybody does that, this is what happens. Do you think I didn't know?
He's fighting. Tommy's fighting a noble war. He's fighting a war where everyone wants to say it but won't because they'll face the mob. No, Tommy, if you were making good points, people like the ones in Augie's chat would have way more loyalty to you than they would to Chud. You're not making good points. You're getting shit wrong and you can't admit it and you won't stop going to the point where everybody who would have otherwise been on your side, like, cannot defend you. With the exception of fucking Willie Mac. I don't know what Willie Mac is doing, dude. I don't know what Willie Mac is doing. We've been cool, but I haven't spoken to him in a very long time. This guy also is a fucking moron. Like a total retard. Like a total fucking idiot. I don't know if I'm gonna see him in person. I'll tell him to his face. I'll be like, yo, what's up? Did you know you're fucking retarded? Sure, that won't be a vibe killer. 199 from Tay Perks. Aiden has black hair problems. Leave him alone. You tell him, sister. True. The 2% North African really came through for me.
You know what's gonna happen?
I'm sorry. I'm just.
You're lost words for what? What for what? Like, I mean,
I just don't understand. I just don't understand what you're trying to say. I just don't understand.
Are you gaslighting me? Because he wouldn't come out.
No, I'm.
Like, he would, Tom is not going to come out and throw Chud on the bus. It's not fucking good money. It's not good business. Do you understand that? Do you understand what I just said?
Okay, so if he's not going to throw if he's not going to throw Chud under the bus, why wouldn't he just throw Destiny under the bus?
I'm pretty sure he did. I mean, I just sent video that he said he was moving away from them, and I think when
he did. So we're admitting that now. So he wasn't keeping. So is he going to admit he's wrong that Tom was keeping up a ruse to appease Destiny? So is he going to now admit he's wrong? No.
Well, yeah, but that was prior to him quitting. That was prior to him quitting.
Yeah.
Reality consistently changes when it's retold by this guy, and the reality is warped to fit whatever position he has at the time or whatever position he needs to defend at the time. So if we're talking about the same situation, he'll present it one way in a given argument, and then completely shift reality and present it another way, and where he has to, in an argument where he has to defend it, and then act like nothing changed. He's like, it's like, and it's not. I call him dumb. I call him CTE because he is dumb. He might be CTE, but it is malice. Make no mistake. Okay, just calling him stupid gives him an out. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. I've caught him in it, right? I've caught him taking my clip out of context to make it look like I omitted something and then accidentally revealing that he had watched the original stream. So it's not like this was just the clip that got sent to him. He had seen my original stream because he had referenced a detail that wasn't in the 24-second snippet that he displayed, right? It's not stupidity anymore. It was stupidity when he litigated the points at first, and now to defend them, it's malice.
That's
like,
the thing.
Even weeks before,
he was always going to move away, but they wanted to see how the whole thing got settled first, and that's something President Sunday accused them of. That they were going to.
No, he was.
This guy is one of the most malicious, manipulative types of people you'll ever encounter, in the sense of the letting the rage build without telling you. And then when he thinks he's got you, when he thinks he sees a chink in the armor, when he thinks you're vulnerable, i.e. you've gone after Nick came to him venting that he was upset with you or whatever, he sees it's there, and he's already had this predisposed rage to you, he thinks now is his time to pounce and get the entire community on his side. And it doesn't fucking work. So he's gonna keep going, and keep going, and keep going, and keep going, until he's nothing more than a fucking lolcow, which he already is.
He was already in that clip, he literally says he wants to distance himself away from Destiny. Period.
Yeah, he says he.
You guys are making it about race.
No, he doesn't. He says
it's an expression. It's an expression.
G in that clip, not Destiny.
DGG is Destiny.
No, come on. You could say
it's that whole community.
I mean, are you nuts? Are you nuts? There's a community, there's an individual. There's my community, and there's the individual. You can piss off my community without pissing off me. I mean, come on.
But the difference is DGG.
Wait, what did he just say?
And there's the individual.
Is Destiny.
No, come on. You could say the community doesn't. He says DGG in that clip, not Destiny.
DGG is Destiny.
He says DGG in that clip, but you admitted when you were talking about the group of people that Tom would have to keep up a facade to risk not, or to avoid the risk of pissing them off, was apparently not DGG. But in the clip that you've displayed that made you change your position completely, he was talking about distancing himself from DGG. So why is your argument changed if you weren't talking about DGG?
No, come on. You can say
it's that whole community.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts? There's a community, there's the individual. There's my community, and there's the individual. You can piss off my community.
What community? What community? It's literally like a fucking nursing home with internet access. What community do you have? That you don't have a community anymore. Your entire chat hates you. People are in your replies begging you to fucking stop. There is no community. Okay? You've been doing this for fucking 10 years. I have a more sizable community than you. That's not a numbers thing. It's just you've become so insufferable. You have nobody left.
Without pissing off me.
Except like your two fucking retarded co-hosts.
Yeah, but the difference is DGG is primarily Destiny. Everybody else is an orbiter of Destiny. By saying I want to leave DGG, that is essentially you saying I want to get away from Destiny.
No, that's not true at all. Because
that's not true
at all. Because I can sit there, I can tell no, it is, and you're being dishonest. Because you can say, hey, listen, Destiny, I like you, but your community sucks. Come on, like, let's be real here. You can totally say that. Let's not pretend. Like, you can still have a relationship with Destiny. You can still have a relationship with the community without Destiny. I mean, let's not say the one's and the same. And it was tacit, by the way. He tacitly moved away. It was a comfortable, bad situation for him that I believe Chud made a lot.
Yes, but it's been historically okay. That's not how Destiny works, though, right? Isn't Destiny like? Isn't Destiny like way more linked to the sentiments, feelings, etc. of his community than like any other creator? Like when the community turns on somebody, he kind of won't defend that. What was a good example? Like, hadn't a lot of people complain Destiny that his community was turning on them and he took his community's side or whatever? How is Chud responsible for Spicy Chat and Queeman and Sunday, but Destiny isn't responsible for DGG? That's what I said. Reality is fucking warped when it fits whatever role he needs it to fit at a given time.
A lot fucking more difficult and more uncomfortable. And yes, I'm willing to bet on purpose.
So do you
lock in, Aiden? Tom specifically references behaviors. Okay, does anyone have the original clip? I think it was on Gorilla Grodd's Twitter. By the way, Leia something W. I have to say, folks, okay, I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Leia something. This was a Leia something double, a Leia something layup. Okay, a Leia layup. Okay. Good stuff. Let's hold on. This is the original clip posted on Leia something's Twitter.
We knew Destiny was gay. That part is not so bothersome. It is what it is. We knew he was a gooner. It is what it is. But I will say the Destiny community is getting a little bit too hot for me lately. Not in that way. I saw him on stream talking about how he wants to brigade Hassan's community, and I don't like Hassan, but it's just getting a little bit too hot for me. So I think for now I'm gonna be laying off.
Yeah, wait a minute. He was talking about DGG, not Destiny. You're right. I knew he said this. I just didn't. I'm tired or something. I didn't put two and two together. You're right. You're right. He's literally saying, I didn't like how Destiny did blank. He's distancing himself from DGG, and one of the reasons he's listening is Destiny's own fucking behavior.
From the Destiny world for a little bit. That's my take there. That's my take. It's getting a little crazy. That world's getting a little crazy with the ad boycott, stuff like that. I'm laying off, all right? I'm laying off. So, that's about it. That's about it for that segment. We've got a lot of other stuff to get to, but you wanted to see it.
So his distancing from the community was either partially or entirely rooted in Destiny's own behavior. So let's see Tommy try to argue that Tom was only talking about DGG.
Do you have any proof to back that up? That in private? Do you have proof yourself?
I wouldn't say it if I did.
Okay, so you're just making. So you're just going on like insane assumptions.
No, I don't think it's pretty insane. I don't think it's insane. You think it's insane. You're entitled to think that, but no.
If you don't have any, if you don't even have proof of that,
with my common sense, the way he treats me, the way he treats Willie, that stunt, the Bobax thing, put that all together. His history, I'm finding out.
The way he treats, what has he done? What maltreatment has he given to Willie? This is what it comes down to. And this is why this guy, as I've said before, he is not dumb about this. He is borderline psychopathically fucking malicious. Okay? And say that's an overreaction or whatever. But that is literally what they do. They will shake your hand, make you think everything's all right. An earlier slight is forgiven. They have no problems or whatever. Or lead you to believe you're on good terms. But the rage is building up because they don't like something you did. And Tommy doesn't like that Chud entertained a community that led the memes about him and shit or whatever, and apparently made him retire. He doesn't like the way Chud covered him, even though Chud's coverage to Tommy has been comparable to like anyone else he's covered. Right? Chud takes digs at me whenever I'm talked about. He takes digs at everybody. It is banter. I know that's just a meme. That is the only reason he's mad. He thought he saw a time of vulnerability with the Knicks stuff, and he's now pouncing on it and trying to justify it without bringing up the ultimate reason. But he occasionally lets it slip. He doesn't like the way he's personally been treated.
He fights with absolutely every one of his allies, going all the way back to BreadTube. Is that true? I just heard that today. I don't know. Can you back me up on that?
He fights with his allies?
Yeah. Does he get into it with all his friends? I'm asking you. This is not me accusing.
I mean, he riffs. I don't know.
No. Fallouts. All his allies. Is that true? I know about the only one I know about Star. The only one I know about is Star. But does it go all the way back to BreadTube?
I know about one. I don't know. I don't really know the Chud lore.
All right.
I know that. I basically know that Star.
Fair enough.
I think that was because of Mr. Girl.
Fair enough. Star. Well, Mr. Girl. Fuck him. I don't blame him on that one. But I'm sorry. He's got his. And by the way, Kyle, you're not getting in. You called me a fucking pedophile before. Go fuck off. Be a so you're not getting your opportunity.
I don't know.
Can we reach the past? You think I gave you enough time to talk?
Yeah, I guess so. I just think you're making crazy assumptions about stuff.
All right, fair enough. We'll have to do Regis for you. All right. Sorry I didn't get the only one to do. What's his face? Lifetime ban. Sandman.
Ryle's had 2 W's in his life. Dude, Ryle has grown on me, okay? Ryle was JStalk's editor. He uploaded a clip. He was tasked with uploading clips to JStalk's channel. And allegedly, as the story goes, Ryle is sitting at a computer. He uploads a clip or a video for the JStalk channel. Oh, a TOS violation. He gets a warning. Huh? The video didn't go up. I don't see it anymore. So he uploads it again. And he can't find it, and there's now a warning. Or that the warning's now become a strike. So he then tries again. He's like, why does the video keep disappearing? And he then tries and uploads it again, leading to the second strike, and again to the third strike, and he got a fucking entire channel's worth of strikes and terminations in the span of a day. Now, Ryle, I think, has now contested this, but I like to believe that story is true. That's very funny. It's a W.
No, I had a lot of time. I'm not taking that fucking guy. That guy is I mean, some of the shit he even said about Kel was out of line. So fuck him.
Ooh,
yeah, leave her alone, man.
damn. All right. Well, I got your last debate then.
Oh, you're
Beans on
debating.
toast, people.
Are we debating? Because I got a few.
Yeah. Beans on toast, people. Trustworthy or not?
Go through the. Let's go through the list.
Simp man again, non-engagement, sucking up to whoever he's talking to, being nice to whoever he's talking to.
So I got because we're friendly. So I mean, I'm gonna just just to go through the thing. We do have we have I wouldn't say a relationship, but we're friendly. So just full transparency. If you think he's gonna sweep from me or go soft on me.
The two of them have repeatedly had violent animalistic sex in a Motel 6 somewhere in Iowa.
I don't know what he's gonna say, but
full disclosure.
We do have background. Okay, do you want to debate me on Chad?
Okay.
Pick the topic. Pick the topic.
Beans on toast.
Beans on toast.
Trustworthy people.
British, get it? They're from a country, guys. They're from a country, and the country with the funny accent. What? Beans on toast. Your food is bad and unseasoned.
It's mentioning Impossible's crazy. All right, so you're joking around. So you don't want to. So what do you want? What do you got?
No. Listen, I think that this is. I think you just ended this. This is great. I think this is fucking fantastic.
Oh.
I just never. I didn't shit. That was just my thing.
I got news for you.
This is why I don't like to. This is why I do not like to take. This is why I do not like to take calls from people who agree with me.
And shit. I gotta give Lumpy Willie a little bit of credit. I thought he was completely insane with his caps text and his like not very generous delayed text over.
You actually don't need to interact.
He was totally really. Come on, Tommy. I was just kidding around. If it makes you feel any
Kittenhaus donated $5. Come on, Tommy. I was just kidding around. If it makes you feel any better, I touch kids too.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I'm sorry, Val.
But yeah, go on.
All right. No, what do you got, man? I want to go to bed. I've been on like 3 hours.
Listen, I just said that, I just wanted to say, I think I was also justified.
Glazing was crazy. Hold on a second. Glazing was glazing. That's the thing. Glazing, sweeping. I'm complimenting you. I thought you were a fucking retard. You're not. All right, you're a retard. You're totally...
right, that sounds like it's about it. Well, I did say today's stream was going to be short because I do have to go somewhere. Listen, guys, I'm going to be gone for about 3 days. The last stream had some good clips that got missed. If you rewatch it, post clips in the Twitter community. Join the Twitter community. If you're here and you're a visitor, I'm sure there's going to be tons of Tommy Tent for me to cover when I get back. If you're here and you're a visitor and you've enjoyed what you've seen, make sure to sub, make sure to like. I'm live when your other streamers are not, okay? But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Thank you for supporting me against this malicious fucking dinosaur that needs to actually retire, like never come back to the internet. And yeah, thank you guys so much. $10 from Cats a Flockin'. Have fun at your Cabal meeting. Thank you so much.